Hey guys, a quick little video before I try to say engines. It's kind of like in a video that I don't know why my computer, but I did say that some railway series events have happened. Okay, some like Edward's Day Out happened a little differently. So here's the story. Wait, It happened a year. It ha- so here's what happened. This happened after we got Gordon. You see, back then, well, okay, so but you see, back when the story happened, then it was really early in NWR in the NWR days. You see, Edward's Day Out happened. We had two. Hold on, my my memory's a bit foggy about the story that Wilbur heard about that led to Edward's Day Out because during when that story is happening, I was too busy on my branch line. One, I was too busy on my branch line, and we had two, and we. I know we have. I know that we. Anyway. Oh, apparently my memory just caught up with me. My memory just caught up with me. Apparently my memory just caught up with me. Now the I was busy on my branch line, as I said. Anyway, and you know what? Call engine will be late. Anyway, the events that led, I finally remembered it. Because this happened after James came to the island. You see, James was a new engine to the island. Like, he said, "Hello everyone, my name is James. I'm I'm really happy to really be here with you." There. It's either this, the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. He came to Sodor with with the tender of his link of the old railway that that James has told us about in the past. He was very well excited just to be here. He said, "I'm very nervous." This James says, "I'm very nervous." I'm well. I'm I'm very nervous. Gordon said, by that time, Gordon, I might have to retcon this. I might have to retcon this because you see, Gordon. You see, Gordon. By that time, Gordon was still in his old colors. Hi, my name's Gordon. Yeah, yeah. Hi, my name is James. That's it. Well, James, you're our controller is Mr. Star. I know your controller. He was not even number 4. Gordon, fun fact, Gordon Gordon 2 was still in his old colors. And guys, you know what? Because in the previous maps I had, Gordon didn't have this particular paint job. I might have to tell a new Gordon story. Henry was still in his old shit. So anyway, James and Gordon said, I was nervous on my first day as well, which was over 2 weeks ago. So, yeah. Who's that old engine? Which engine? I know I said when and Gordon told me I that he was painted blue. That he was painted blue. But to my defense, I misremembered. To my defense, I only did something. I misremembered. Gordon and me both misremembered a small detail. From now on, flashbacks are going to only take place on their preferred maps. I I misremember something. I misremember. Gordon and I both suffer from a misremembering case where I remember it one way, but in reality it was the other way. Like I think I've watched too many TV episodes in Journey in The Adventure Begins. To be honest, I will tell you I think I watched too many episodes of, of season 1 and how many times I watched The Adventure Begins, which to be fair, I do remember, but but to be fair, I did remember. I did not remember an important detail. It was weird that I did remember that. That I did remember that Gordon was blue in the early days. Now, okay. Now on to the story at hand. You see, this is where Edward was basically left there with one open berth. The doors were open with open berths. So anyway, like he said in the episode and on the book, he said, I wonder who coming out today. I wonder who coming out today, said Gordon. Come on, James. This is your first day, so come out. I wonder who coming out. James and Gordon said, I wonder who coming out today. I hope it's not that old rough pot, whatever his name Was. Who that old engine that's shown in the who's in the second berth, Gordon? Edward? I think his name is Edward or something. I think his name is Edward or something. I think his name like Edward or something. Then I don't know. That old rough pot. I don't know. No. I don't know who that old Bart, who that engine is. I don't know. Who is that? I don't know. Who do you think that old rough pot is? No, his name. His name, Gordon. That's what I'm asking about. Oh, his name? I have no idea what his name is. I think it's Edward or something. But nah, he's never going to drive again. Yeah, with modern LMR engines like me and you and even I say it, Henry. Who's Henry? Meet Henry. Gordon, I'm not modern by any means. I'm a failure. You said so. And also retroactively, Gordon and Henry didn't get along in the early days of NWR. Now have to be friends now. What do you mean? What do you mean? After Gordon heard that, what do you mean you're not? You're not a modern engine. I'm a hybrid. I've told you like twice that I'm not up to steam. That the men that built me, like the men that built me, like I was a cross between two. Uh, Gordon basically yelled at me, saying, Gordon basically yelled at me, saying, "Ha! Mr. Starship replaced all of and get more engines like me and my cousin, 98462, or Alfred as he's better known. No, but, 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 what about the other engine? What's in, there's only one more, James. I said, shush, as I looked angry and I said, Gordon, whoever you are, uh, James, Gordon, Henry, Gordon, stop mocking Henry. I said, stop mocking Henry. You wouldn't find out what Mr. Star had to do with all of this. As those two loved to argue. You see, back in the early days of NWR, I said, Gordon. I said, Gordon. I said, Gordon. Stop mocking Henry. It's bad enough that you mocked Gordon, and it was even better still when Eagle was around. He used to make fun of me. I said, Gordon, can you stop this? You've done this like a bajillion times already, mocking poor Henry. Can you knock it off just for one day? Every time I'm in the yard, and I'm not going to be in the yard much longer, Mister. I'm not going to be in the yard anymore. After today, I'm actually leaving. The same day I left for my. I'm actually. As I was turned around and I said, well, guess who's going to be here in a few minutes? Guess who's going to be here in a few minutes anyway? As I puffed out of the yard. As I puffed out of the yard, little did I know that Gordon and the new engine, Jen, were mocking Henry. As I puffed out of the yard. Guys, I couldn't find the original Mr. Star hat, so this is going to be his new hat, which does the job well. As Mr. R heard this and says, "Silence!" Like decades later, the Fat Controller would. Uh, 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 oops. James, me our controller. Tell yours as well. James, is it? I hate this James, eh? I hate this type. Mr. Star went on to say, what you mean you hate? I could send you back to the smelter's yard. I can send you to the smelter's yard. The smelter's yard? Yes, I saved James from the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, which were going bankrupt. Which went bankrupt, which is why I bought James. But clearly, he's not the right engine I need. Which clearly he's not the right engine I need, and I will send him to the scrapyard at Kronk. Gordon said, "Please don't send him there, please, Mr. Star. Please don't send him there. You should send Edward. Please." Mr. Star said, "Please, Mr. Star, don't send him there. If anyone deserves to go to Kronk scrapyard, well, Edward slowly." Yeah, Edward is going to. Edward slowly puffed, saying, "You see, Edward is the mark of a really youthful engine. Aren't you, Eddie?" Uh, thanks, Mr. Star. I only feel happy about this. And for your work, and for the fact that as long as I'm in control, you will never face the scrapyard or the smelter yard or whatever. Well, okay. Edward Day Out wasn't happening. Fast, fast forward 50 years to when the Fat Controller opened up the Railroad Museum. Edward Edward was kind of feeling his age again. Once again, Edward was kind of feeling his age again. Saying this happened shortly after. This happened actually in between the end of season 5 and the start of season 6, by the way. So this is an unknown story. Edward started to feel his age once again, and he felt like as he remembers that what Mr. Stark said to him all those decades ago, but wouldn't hold true for the fat controller. Henry said, "I can't. Henry, I can't believe that the fat controller is thinking about opening a railway museum. But, but, but what even is a railway museum? I've never at least thought about that. Maybe Gordon knows. He's been a Gordon, my friend. Gordon, my friend. Yes, Henry. Henry. What even is a railway museum? I hear. What even is a railway museum? I don't know. No. Do you know? No, I don't. That's why I was asking you, Gordon. Gordon, my. But do you not remember how much? You know what today is? What? The anniversary of when James came to Sodorn. Really? Today is the anniversary? Really? Today is the day that Gordon was actually half? Really? That what today is? Yeah, the day that James came to the railroad all those years for. All those years ago, remember? Remember, Henry? Ooh, yes, I do. But, and also I would like to apologize, said Gordon. I would like to apologize formally for my early deeds back then. Back when you were, back when you were a mid practicer instead of what you are now, a black five. Henry, you at least feel better after you rebuild, right? At crew. Did we also use the If my memory serves me correct, Sam Henry? Uh, Gordon, you did a lot of, well, let's just say really bad stuff in the early days of the railroad. Of your time. I would hate to disagree, but then again, I'm not my young self. I've grown up. Like, exactly what did I do to you and Edward? I remember tormenting Edward so much that Mr. Starr threatened to take away my passenger once. Take away the express ones. James said, James Atlee popped beside them saying, "Why are you all sad? Today is the day that I came to the railroad. And you should be, well, happy at least for me. I'm a really fun." Gordon said, we're happy for you. I'm happy for you, James, but something else. What? Henry to remember the early days of the NWR. Remember, maybe to remember. Oh, your behavior in the early days. In my memory serves correct, did Mr. Starr's friend to take you off of brass duties for like a week or two? Two of my memory serves. Don't tell that to the fat controller. Or that used to be such a Dunkelheimer, a Dunkelheimer in the early days of the railroad. As the Fat Controller said, as the Fat Controller. Oh, where was I? I said Fat Controller. Why are you coming to Tim Machette today? Why do you want me to give you a lift to Timmins? Just because they're better than walking, Thomas. As Gordon was still talking about, and then there was the time, uh, the and then the Fat Controller walked up and said, "Silence, Lens, silence." Edward said, "You at least sound exactly like Mr. Star when he said that word all those decades ago. Go. I'm pleased to. I've never actually met your former controller. What was his name? Name? Mr. Star. And if I sound like him, no, you said you interrupt a conversation just like Mr. Star did. As Edward told the Fat Controller everything about Mr. Star. Into that, the Fat Controller understood. Ah, Mr. Star was basically your controller. Or, or, but, but, sir, ask Gordon about his behavior in the early days that you should have done when you became. Gordon? Yes, Fat Controller? What did you do in the early days that Edward and mad at you for? For? Oh. Well, you see, sir, I did a lot of, well, what the right word? Hamish stuff in the early days of the Northwestern. I know that. I did love Hannah Cry. Well, Gordon, being how I'm now your controller, I want to hear all of them. An hour later, the Fat Controller said, "What? You and James got along so well at the James. Is that right that you and Gordon basically became friends the day you came to Sodor?" Oh, yes, Mr. Star at least friend the Grap. I promise, no grapping, no whatever Mr. Star was friendly. But why were you doing all that? Oh, because back then, me and Gordon used to make fun of of Henry and Edward a lot. Is that true, Henry, that you used to be made fun of? Uh, uh, yeah. Gordon did make fun of me in the early days, back when I was in my old shape. But it's been like years since then, and Gordon has obviously grown since then. Like Edward, how much did he torment you? You remember that railway series story? Where Edward's Day Out? Yeah? Well, sir, that happened kind of the same, where I was shunted. What? You were shunted because of new engines. And Gordon was so pompous, his steam was metaphorically all over him. Gordon, can you explain how you went from the fact controller rest assured that everyone that he wouldn't be like our former controllers. Gordon said, "Do you even know much about Mr. Star? He was a good man, but he has a really bad temper. Clearly, by the fact that Edward said that he would rap James, he was a good man. But, where is he now?" said the fact controller. He's at Hawaii, sir. He retired after 50 years of working for the railroad. I hear his brother now retired after 50 years working for the White Star Line. So both he and his brother are now safely retired. Nigel Starr and Dan Starr. Starr have wait, his brother? Yeah, but no one can blame him for no one can blame his brother for retiring, sir. His brother for retiring. His brother for retiring. I mean, just think about it. If you were Dan Starr, wouldn't you want to retire from ships after that ship that you were on sank? He survived the sinking of the RMS Titanic, Nick. And he survived the sinking of the Britannic, Nick. He survived 2 Olympic-class ocean liners sinking. If he survived both ships sinking, then how did he survive both? I only know about how he got on one of the last few lifeboats long from the Titanic, and he at least swam for it with the Britannic. Okay, until later with Colonel Engines, until later with that particular video. Until then, I'm not Pun. See you later. Goodbye, guys. Sorry, I can't word later. Anyway, goodbye.